Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at seductionpower.com. The pain and suffering of life. Stop being afraid. Stop holding yourself back. I'm about to share some really painful real life stories with you and experiences. I'm going to use it to teach you something. Okay, so number one, and I'm going to get around to girls and all that good stuff and my own painful experiences in life. So number one, the way you get good at things is by, I'm dead serious, is by getting your ass kicked hard a lot. Now, there's two kinds of people. There's the kind of person who's just a dumbass and they get their ass kicked. They lose, they fail, they get hurt over and over, and they never learn. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, you go into an endeavor, reading every book you can, listening to every coach you can, learning, practicing, developing your skill set and sharpening the tool, getting better and better and better. And when you make mistakes, you learn from them. That's what I'm talking about. I am not talking about just blindly making mistakes again and again and not taking the time and effort and discipline to figure out, okay, what the fuck's going on here? Why did this happen to me? Why did it happen again? What am I missing? You need to start looking for the answers. Now, when I joined kickboxing, boxing when I was younger. So when I first started joined boxing, everyone in my family was like, "You don't know how to box?" And I'm like, "Yeah, so." So their mentality was like, "Well, you don't know how to box, so why are you going?" I'm like, but in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I'm going to practice so I can learn how. Like, it's like they were trying to stop me from doing it based on their own fear because they wouldn't do it. Because they believed they couldn't do it because they've never done it before. It's like, well, yeah, well, how the hell are you going to learn to do something if you don't go and do it? So it went right over my head, you know. It's like I know they were trying to stop me. Or actually, I didn't think it then, but as I got older, I figured that out. Is they were jealous that I was facing a fear and going after something. It's not just the fear of getting punched in the face, but facing the fear of learning something new that I'd never done before. For them, like, fuck that, they're not going to do it. So when I got into boxing, I'm going to be really blunt with you. I got my ass kicked a lot, especially in the beginning. Everything I ever did, football, boxing, kickboxing, you know, when I first started, I just flat out sucked. And, you know, in sports like boxing, kickboxing, I got hurt. I mean, I got fucking pummeled. I got fucking kicked in the teeth. And I mean, I remember in one boxing match, actually it was a kickboxing match when I was in my 20s, this guy hit me so fucking hard, it felt like his knuckles went right through my fucking lips into my teeth. And I was in the middle of a fight in front of a crowd of about, I think it was not quite 5,000, a little bit less than that, but it was a pretty big crowd. And you're not just going to stop, you know. But here's the thing. The one thing that I was known for was my tenacity, my tenaciousness, meaning I could get fucking hurt bad, like really fucking bad, and I'd just fucking go out there fucking 110 times harder. I didn't give a fuck. And that was the attitude I learned at a really young age. So when I was a kid, I had a brutal family. I was the one in the family that everyone beat the shit out of. And I mean, they broke my leg when I was 3.5 years old. I mean, literally snapped it right in half. And they thought it was fucking funny. With a cast on, they used to beat the shit out of me when I was a little fucking kid. My mother started beating me with a leather belt when I was 8 months old. For no reason. I wasn't even crying. I was dead asleep. Now, I don't mean once. I mean almost nightly till I was probably about 12 years old. Until I was strong enough to basically... See, here's the deal. I got so tough, she couldn't do anything. She used a leather belt. She used a wooden spoon. And then finally she realized, like, this kid don't give a fuck no more. She used to use a wire hanger. Not the thin ones we have now, but the thick ones they had back then. She would pull it apart and twist it up, and you know, she made an art of it, and she used it as an intimidation factor. I mean, she was really into terrorizing us, especially me. She burned my hand on the stove when I was 6 years old. The stove was on high. It just practically almost melted my fucking hand. Bubbles swelled up like an inch thick, an inch high. My fingers were swelled up so thick they were spread apart for at least 2 weeks. Life can be brutal. Life can be tough. Now, I remember when I joined high school football, I'd never played before. All these guys had played, like, I think it was 3 years or 4 years, like Pee-wees, and I forget the other league. Now, I didn't play in that. We lived in an area before we moved back home that didn't have football. You had to start in high school. I think maybe they had an 8th grade level there, but these other guys had all these years of experience, etc. So I had no experience. And I remember during double days, I realized something when we were hitting. I was like, my mom beat the living piss out of me. And my brothers and sisters used to attack me with baseball bats, hit me in the head, stab me in my sleep. I'm not kidding. I'm fucking dead serious. Stab me in the head, knife sticking out of my head in my sleep, and fucking out of my chest one time. A knife was sticking out of my chest, and I'm crying. My mom came down the hall. What the hell are you crying about? And she turns on the light, and I'm like, oh, I've got a knife in my, and she goes, well, then pull it out. I had to fucking pull a knife. I think I was like 9 years old or some shit. My brother Gary stabbed me in my sleep. So she goes, you cry again, I'll give you something to cry about, which meant she was going to beat you severely. My mother beat me so badly one time, I bled for 3 days. Now here's the deal, that was just normal. I'm not kidding. And here's the thing. Up until I was about 28 years old, I think, I had some neighbors. We were watching this movie. It was a mafia movie. I can't remember the name of it. It was pretty famous back then. It was like in the mid-90s or late 90s. And I went to my buddy's house, him and his wife. They were young. I think they were like 25 or 26 or something like that. And we're watching it. And the very, very beginning of the movie, the kid does something. He goes home. He's walking in the door. And then I think he hid in the closet or something. The dad comes home and just whatever. He opens the door. Could have been a bedroom closet. But he grabs the kid, pulls his belt off, and just starts fucking wailing on this kid. And this kid's just screaming. Now, I'm just sitting there calmly waiting for the movie to kind of get going because I'm trying to figure out, well, what's this movie about? And not realizing this is what it was about. And Mike's wife, Tammy, she looks at me. We were back then is when you rented movies, so she paused the movie. And she goes, Mike, don't you think that's pretty severe? I'm like, what? She goes, well, the kid getting beaten. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty messed up. And she's like, why don't you have any reactions? Because Tammy and Mike were like, oh, my God. Oh, geez. Oh, God. Now, I was under the impression that everyone got beat like that on a regular basis. I mean, I used to get beat like that sometimes 5 days a week for no reason. My mother used to come in my room anywhere between midnight and 3 in the morning, and she would yank me out of bed and just start wailing on me. I mean, when I was a little kid. This went on for about 7 years or 8 years, like a long time. So Mike actually, Tammy said, Mike, were you hit like that? I'm like, well, yeah, weren't you guys? And they're like, no. I'm like, what? They're like, my parents never touched me. I'm like, well, what about you, Mike? He's like, no, my dad never hit me, not even once. I'm like, nah, come on. He's like, no, I swear. This was the beginning of me starting to begin to realize, maybe my childhood wasn't as normal as I thought. Like, guys, I'm serious. I thought everybody got beat like that. I thought that was just part of being a child. So here I am in 9th grade, first week of football, and it was the second week because they didn't let you hit until you got in shape. And it was the first day of hitting, and I remember I realized something. There's nothing these guys can do to me. I can kick the shit out of these guys. Not because I was bigger and I wasn't. It was because, and I remember thinking this, my mother beat me so fucking bad and got my brothers and sisters to beat me up so bad that there's nothing these guys can do to me that could possibly even bother me. Like, it can't hurt me. Oh, I forget the name of the drill. It's called the hamburger drill. This is when, like, you're on your back and they blow the whistle and you get up and you run at each other's fucking full blast from about 10 yards away. I blasted the piss out of fucking everyone. I did not give a shit. There wasn't any amount of pain that I couldn't handle. I know I've mentioned in the past, but in boxing I got my ass kicked too, and I ended up being a state champion. Now I'm trying to paint a picture here. Now what stimulated this was this video online called Why Being Hurt by Women Turns Men into Killers in the Dating Game. And I thought, man, is that fucking true. Man, the brutal shit that women have done to me, I mean, just fucking brutal, dude. My high school girlfriend was sleeping with my uncle. I lived in my uncle's house. She was doing this when I was at wrestling and football practice for 2 fucking years. You know what? This is the first time I've made this public. I've never put this out there. Now, not until the very end of my senior year did I know. I didn't even have a glimpse of it. My cousin came up and told me that he lived in the same house as my uncle's son. And he said it to me in front of some of the other guys on the football team. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Because I figure he's just being a dick. I mean, why would you come up to me in front of a group of guys and blah, blah, like blurt it out loud? Well, he was trying to embarrass me. That was one of the things he was trying to do. But he was, all right, fine, don't fucking believe me. I'm like, dude, why would you come up to me and tell me in front of these guys? Of course you're bullshitting. And I really thought he did until one day I had to go home because I forgot my wrestling shoes. And guess who was there in my uncle's bedroom? Yeah, my girlfriend. All the while, she was accusing me of cheating, and I was the most loyal guy in the world, period, end of sentence. And it really confused me. Like, why would she think that? She knew I had a full schedule, and I mean 7 days a week around the clock. I got no breaks. I worked on the weekends, and then when I got off work, I went to her house, and I was at her house Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometimes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We were always together. If I wasn't with her, I was in class, or I was in practice, or I was at my job. I had no time to fuck around. Well, when we had a long wrestling practice, we practiced for 2.5 to 3 hours every day. Well, she was at my uncle's house banging away. And then telling everyone in school that I was the one cheating on her. Now, I didn't realize she was cheating on me. Even when I heard her in there and heard the moaning and groaning, because I didn't physically see her, even though I knew her car was out front, I didn't want to. Okay, now I can say back then I just kind of knocked on the door, hey, what's going on? You know, okay, well, and I went and got something. Well, hey, I got to go. And, you know, I was a dumbass. I was a fucking kid. And then I caught him French kissing. And, I mean, there's more to this now. I don't want to go too in depth in this, but the funny thing is, like, when you're young, it's like you don't want to believe it or something. So I'm going to cut to the chase. There was a lot of other things she did, but my best friend died when I was 19 years old and just before her 20th birthday. And her brother died when we were in 10th grade, and I helped her through that. It was because she became a mute, and in her family, everyone had to go to USC or they would not talk to you. Her brother got bad grades and had to go to junior college. The entire family at Christmas wouldn't talk to him. And I don't mean just at Christmas. But that's when all the relatives came up, the cousins, the aunts, the uncles, the grand, he was treated like a fucking a pariah. So I went over and talked to him because I didn't understand what was going on. And my girlfriend pulls me over after a few, hey, don't talk to him. I'm like, why? Because he's not going to USC. I'm like, so? I didn't get it. So they told me about a year later, hey, everyone that marries into this family is from USC. Every cousin, every aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, everyone. If you get married, in this family, there was a couple rules, and one of them was you had to graduate from USC. Otherwise, you were not allowed to marry into the family. I'm not kidding. So I helped her with she became a mute. Her grades went to shit. Now this was in 9th and 10th grade, and I show up and she sat next to me in this class. The teacher sat me next to her, and she was mute, didn't talk, and I didn't realize who she was. I didn't realize it was her brother that died. I didn't make the connection for some reason, but then at the end of the semester, she was just crying and crying, and she wouldn't say hello to no one. The teacher was like, Megan, you gotta talk, because her grades were shit. Well, I got her, I loved her, and I loved her, and I loved her, and she started the talk, she got normal, her grades got back up, and she just barely made it to get into USC, okay? Her mother thanked me like you would not believe, and then that was it. That was the end. Goodbye. Thank you, and see you. And fuck you. Her mother literally had lunch with me and said, I want to thank you for what you did for Megan. If you didn't do that, no one in the family would ever talk to her again. See, her brother, it wasn't like it was just Christmas, that one party. No, they hadn't talked to him for 2 years. Nobody. So guess how she made it up to me? My best friend dies about 19 years old. And she calls me up out of the blue, and she said, I'm calling to break up with you. And I was like, what are you talking about? Now, she was down in Southern California. I was up here in Northern California. I was at his house, right? It was 4 days after he died. Everyone came over for, the dinner, the get-together. I forget, there's a word for it, but you talk, friends and family come together, and you kind of just share stories. Well, she called me up at his house, which was weird because she'd never called there, so And my best friend that died, his mom hands me the phone, and she leans her head on my shoulder listening to the conversation. And my girlfriend goes, yeah, I'm breaking up with you. I'm like, well, this is kind of like a bad timing. She goes, what do you mean? I go, well, I guess you didn't hear what happened in Napa. She goes, no, I heard. I'm like, no, I don't think you did, because otherwise you wouldn't be calling me today to do this. She goes, no, I heard. Monica just called me like a half hour ago. She told me your best friend Marlon just died, and that's why I'm calling to break up with you. His mom heard that, and she fucking cried. She howled, and she ran upstairs, and my girlfriend goes, who is that? I go, that was Marlon's mom. She was listening to the conversation. She heard what you just said. And my girlfriend just went dead silent. Can you imagine how fucking cruel that is? And I'm sitting here going like, wait, how the fuck did I deserve this? She was a sick individual. Period. End of sentence. That's it. Man, the shit I could tell you. My ex-girlfriend after that, I was so in love with her. We were together for 8 years. She cheated on me, and my pastor was like, oh, you gotta marry her. You gotta put a ring on her finger. Make her an honest woman. You know, like the Beyonce song, gotta put a ring on the finger. And I got so pissed off with my pastor, I ended up stopping going to church altogether. Period. End of sentence. Because it happened more than once. I kept going like, hey, what should I do? I figured he was gonna say it's time to break up with her. No. Oh, you gotta marry her. And I'm just like, and I was like 26 years old or something. And I remember looking at him like, something's not fucking right here. So I went to church, I think it was a week later, met him at his office on a Monday, and I fucking told him, I fucking flat out laid it out, said, this is fucked up, and I said, I'm never fucking coming back. You know, there was something that happened during that relationship that hurt me so bad it freed me. And this is what this video is about. I'm trying to tell you there's victory in this, and I mean motherfucking victory. She had hurt me so many times. One of my best friends wanted to beat the piss out of me. Like, no, don't. And he would have done it too. And I'm like, don't. He goes, Mike, but she keeps. And she was cruel as fuck. And I tell you what, I learned the hard way, like a fucking dumbass. The minute a woman's rude to me, I just walk. I don't give a fuck. If a woman's rude to you, she doesn't like you. She doesn't have respect for you, or she just doesn't have respect for men. Don't give her another chance. Just go. So her and I had been back and forth, broke up probably 8 times at this point. I kept breaking up with her, and she kept, please, just she'd come back like a month or 2 months later, just bawling her. I was like, God, and I was that idiot. I kept fucking falling for it, feeling sorry for her. When years later, I learned that, like, Mike, women do this fake tear thing. It's not even real. So here's the weird thing about it. I remember one time when she came back, it was like the 6th time or 5th time or something. And she was literally at my door hugging me and crying, oh, thank you. She goes, okay, I gotta go. I'm like, what? You're gonna leave? I thought you missed me and you wanted me, and oh no, I'm gonna go out to the club with my girlfriends tonight. And I'm like, what the fuck? Long story short, I caught her fucking cheating on me. I caught her going out to clubs at night, and when she said she wasn't, and all this bullshit. So I got so fucking pissed off that I broke up with her. And I remember she came back about 2 months later just begging me. I was like, fuck you, fuck no, go to fucking hell. I'm going to call the fucking cops on you. And she's begging me. I think she came back about 12 times. And I finally said, look, here's the deal. I'm dating women right now. I'm going to clubs with my friends. I'm doing what I want to do. And that's the thing. It fucking set me fucking free. Because before, I would just wait for her. I would wait and wait while she's at the clubs. And she'd say, oh, I'll be over at 9. Never showed up. And she'd drive an hour to the city with her friends, come back at 3 in the morning. And that's what happened. I caught her doing that more than once. And that's why I broke up with her that time. So she's begging me. Now, I'd already been through this like 5 times. And then the last time, she literally was, oh, okay, I'm going to go to the club with my friends tonight. And like, what? You came over to cry for 5 minutes or maybe 20 minutes and then beg me to take you back and how much you missed me and you're going to leave me right now and go? Like, what? I mean, it made no fucking sense. It wasn't like she had to go to work or go to school or go to some important meeting. She was just going to go party with her friends. I'm like, well, wait, we just got back together. Like, what? Don't you want to be with me? Can I go with you? Oh, no, it's girls' night out. One of those fucking things. I was like, oh, fuck this. So here's what happened. I got so fucking pissed. I just stopped giving a fuck. I had been hurt so bad. And here's the deal, though. It did something really good. I fucking kind of I wouldn't say I snapped in the sense that I yelled and screamed. And in fact, I didn't scream at all. I said, okay, you know what? I'm dating other women. I'm going out, and if you don't like that, that's too fucking bad. Then just don't come back. Blah 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 blah. Because you've proved to me that you're a liar, that you're a cheater, that you never follow through. And I said, you know what? If you want me back, you're going to have to prove it. And I meant this. And I wasn't being a dick or an ass because like she never proved it before. And I'm like, you're going to have to prove it. And if you think going out with your friends tonight to the club in San Francisco without me is your way of proving it to me, guess what? Guess again. You're done. I go, and I'm not going to believe you until you prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Because at this point, you've proven to me that you just lie and lie and lie and lie. Now, here's the really cool thing. I was dating other women. I was going to clubs. I was a free man, and she still kept coming over, and she would cook once in a while and do some nice things, and we'd make love and stuff like that. And it was kind of like, it was the most free I've ever felt. It was the most whatever I've felt. And one thing I did tell you, I said, you know what? You have just as much opportunity to prove to me beyond a shadow of a doubt as any other woman out there. I go, but you're going to have to prove it this time. And it was like a completely different mind shift from, oh, please come back, to, oh, all the begging bullshit, or you guys call it simping or whatever. Like, that has happened in probably I was 26 or something like that. And it was like the best thing that ever fucking had happened to me. All of a sudden, I'm using the word free, but I don't know if that's the right word. It was like, I was free of her guilt. I was free of control. I was free of probably the guilt game is what it was. But I just felt me. So what ended up happening was she convinced me and we got back together. And of course she fucking blew it again. I was like, fuck this. And I literally moved 2 counties away to get the fuck away from her. Like literally that's why I moved. Like if I get far enough away, she can't just because she used to live like 5-minute drive from my front door. Like she would just show up and cry. And I couldn't say no to her. So I figured I'll move far away to where she can't do it. Well, guess what she did? She quit her fucking job at $25 an hour and got a job over here where it's more expensive to live over here at $16 an hour, and she was paying rent for the first time in her life. She'd never paid rent before. And she was really loyal. Now, part of it was probably because she didn't know anybody here, And I guess what I'm saying is, I started to believe her. It was mainly because all she cared about was money. And man, when she took a cut and pay like that big, I thought, man, maybe she's fucking serious. She goes, Michael, I'm serious. She goes, I will do anything. I'm like, now in hindsight, I wish I would have told her to fuck off. I wish I would have got a restraining order on her. So 3 months go by and everything is perfect. She is always here. She's always with me. Just like we got along like we had never got along ever. And I'm like, wow. I'd been in therapy. She started to go to therapy. And she asked me to marry her. And I'm like, are you serious? Because I told her, I'm never asking. Because I had asked her like 6 times or 5 times. And she kept saying, oh, let's wait. Let me tell you, this is another thing I learned. If you want to marry someone, you're in love with them, and you ask them, and they say, let's wait, they're not fucking in love, okay? Don't be a dumbass like I was. When a woman or a man is in love with someone, they're like, fuck yes, let's do it right now. So if they're saying, let's wait, trust me, they're not in love with you. Fucking cut it off right then, right there, and walk. Do not give them a second chance. I am fucking telling you. Now, if they say, let's do it, let's get engaged, and let's set a date, then fine. So she's telling me she's ready, she's grown up. Because I think I was about 31 or 32 at the point. She was like 29 or something. She's a little bit younger than me. And I thought, yeah, maybe we're grown up enough. Maybe we've been through this shit enough to realize, like, yeah, this is time. And I fell for it like a fucking dumbass. She goes, oh, can we go look at diamond rings? So we looked around, and she goes, well, I don't see one like. And her favorite diamond store was, I think it was called the Diamond Center, or the Diamond something in San Francisco. She goes, can we go there over the weekend? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I think it was Friday, and we were going to go Sunday. She goes, well, I got to work a double shift tomorrow, so I can't see you tomorrow, but I'll see you the next day. I was like, okay, fine. So I don't see her the next day, but then the next day I saw her, and she comes over like 8 o'clock in the morning, knocks on my door, and I'm thinking, who the fuck is here at 8 o'clock in the morning? So I open my door, and something is wrong. She looks upset. Not necessarily angry, but like something was wrong. I go, hey, did someone die? And she looks up at me. She goes, I don't ever want to see you or talk to you again, ever. And she starts walking down the hallway. Now I'm in my fucking robe. I don't have any underwear on. So I'm like, yeah. And I didn't know what to say. What? Stop. And she's at the very end of the hallway. Now I live in an apartment. And she goes, what? I go, what the fuck's going on? I go, I didn't even leave my apartment since the last time I've seen you. I've been working on my computer all day yesterday. And she goes, don't you get it? I was just using you. So, of course, that ripped my heart out. And that was the goal. That's, here's the funny thing. The reason why she moved here was to do that. That it was a whole fucking setup. I'm dead serious. The funny thing is like the whole reason why I moved away is because we couldn't, she couldn't stop being a bitch. And I'm thinking like, here, she does it again. Oh, fuck her. So I tell you what, I was different towards women. And here's the weird thing. Okay, so what was that title of that video? Why being hurt by women turns men into a killer. Now, there's another word I want to use better because I don't like that word, but it turns you into like a master of seduction. And I'm serious. Like, it does something to you, but it ends up being a really, really fucking good thing. So I didn't date for a while. I was going to an energy healer right now who's also a therapist, and she said, you need to stop dating for a year. You need to reconnect with yourself and all that shit. And I did. Didn't date for over a year, actually. It was actually a couple of years. And I'll tell you something, man. When I started the date, I didn't trust women. Now, here's the really fucking weird thing. It made women attracted to me. Now, my whole demeanor was different. I didn't try to talk. I didn't try to make her happy. I just sat there at dinner watching her. I'm laughing because I never really realized what it was. It's like I remember just like I had like this dead stare, and I'm just watching her, paying attention to everything she's saying to me. I'm like, yep, that's bullshit. Just like figuring shit out. Like, okay, I'll give you a lesson that my buddy Greg taught me in my 20s because he went through a divorce, and he said, here's what my dad told me about people. He goes, if you go on a date with a woman and they start telling you these stories about, oh, every guy cheats on her and her ex cheated on her, and this guy cheated on her, and their high school boyfriend cheated on her, and that guy cheated on her. He goes, trust me, she's literally telling you you're the next guy that I'm going to be telling people cheated on me. People reveal themselves. All you got to do is shut the fuck up and just listen to what they're saying. So if she's telling you she had her ex arrested and had the guy before that, trust me, you're the next one in line. So listen to the stories that they tell you because you're the next in line. I guarantee it. You heard of words of wisdom? Well, this is called words of awesome. Now here's the deal. I'm grinning from ear to ear because, man, this whole story, man, it sounds horrible, and it was, but man, did it make my life better. Because you learn things, like listen to what they say, like, oh, okay, yeah, I see. Guess I'm out of this fucking. Hey, I gotta go, man. I'm not feeling good. Like you just get up and go, and they got all these horror stories they're telling you. That's their life. They're literally sharing you with their history, their story of who they are. They will drag you, pull you into their drama. So if they're telling you drama stories that are traumatic and horrific, get the fuck out, run. Now here's the deal. Instead of trying to keep the conversation going, instead of trying to make her laugh, instead of trying to be cute or fucking, I don't know what, flirty or the pickup artist bullshit, I'm just sitting there eating dinner watching her, listening, paying attention. They pick up on that shit because they're like, why the fuck isn't this guy trying to talk? Why isn't he adding to the conversation? Why isn't he talking fast like other guys? Why isn't he trying to impress me? Why? They notice it, and their unconscious mating system is like, this is the guy you want. He's awake. He's paying attention. Their mating system is big time looking for a guy who has internal awareness. I am fucking telling you. So all I knew back then was women wanted to have sex with me really fast. I didn't have to work for it. And the fact, the thing is they were working for it. Hey, well, what is your place like? Where do you live? You should show me your place. Hint, hint, wink, wink. I mean, it was like, wow, this is different. I'm not doing a damn thing. Do you know why I got really good in boxing and kickboxing? Because I got my fucking ass kicked for quite a while. And I mean hard. I mean, it was painful. It was brutal. My coach, Jacob Stitch Duran, I show his picture once in a while. He's a world famous cut man. He just said one day, this was about the second year, I think I was ranked number one in the nation in kickboxing at the time, or just before this, and it was a reporter, I said, well, where did you find this guy? And, it's something like that, and it led down this path, and he goes, one thing about Mikey, when he showed up, I put him up against Chai Smith. Now, Chai Smith at the time was a professional world champion in kickboxing. He was a Muay Thai fighter from Thailand. He goes, oh, this now Jacob's Mexican. He goes, yeah, this white boy shows up, and we're all looking at him like, this guy, he can't fucking, he's a, they thought I was a wimp. They thought I couldn't handle the pain. He goes, so I said, fuck it. I threw him in there with Chai Smith, and then the other guy, I think it was Randy Bouchard. He goes, and they beat the shit out of him. And the funny thing is, the next day he showed up all bruised, beaten up, black eyes, and he came right back, and he goes, and I threw him right back in there with him. And let me tell you something, I was already a state champion of boxing, so I knew how to fight, and I took martial arts, so I knew how to kick to some degree. Not like these guys, but I kept going after, and I was chasing them. Yeah, they were knocking me around, don't get me wrong. They were knocking me, but I was fucking getting a shot in here, a shot in there. And after about 4 or 5 months, I was starting to win some of these competitions. And Jacob said, you know what, I got a nickname for Mikey. He said, how do you say it? Mikey can take a licking, and he keeps on ticking. He said he just wouldn't stop coming back, and that's why I finally just said, hey man, you're a fighter. That's him right there, Jacob Stitchdoran, world famous cutman. He was a cutman for the UFC. He's been in like every fucking top fighter's corner, like Floyd Mayweather, like all these guys. He's been in movies, everything. There's a bunch of other brutal things, like when I got ran over by my car, what some of the people did to me. I mean, it was some really fucked up shit. I broke over 24 bones. I tore my brain in 3 places, spinal injuries, crushed disc. I mean, you fucking can't even imagine. You see me now, you're going to be like, dude, you're like in a really good fucking shape. Like, I don't understand. Like, it took me a long fucking time to heal up. And I got to tell you something, that recovery, that whole, maybe I'll make another video about that, but it was the most brutal fucking thing I'd ever been through. I had zero fucking help. But goddamn, that made me completely, totally self-reliant. Nothing made me feel more powerful, not just then, but every fucking day when I wake up, than getting through that fucking decade plus of healing and just fucking moving forward no matter fucking what. Even if I could only walk from one end of my living room to the other end before I had to sit down. But about a year and a half later, I could walk the length of my garage, which was about 300 feet or something like that. I forgot how long. It's the building I lived in, the garage that underneath. And literally, all I could do is walk down this very small flight of stairs and go walk to one end, come back, and then go back up to my apartment. This was 2.5+ years later. That's all I could fucking do. To go to the grocery store, it would take, and its grocery store is only 2.5 blocks away. It would take me like an hour to get there and an hour back. And I am not fucking kidding you. I was going to the store with these massive black eyes, this huge hematoma on the top of my fucking head. I mean, it was pretty fucked up. And the people in my life, not a single motherfucker helped out. Not a single one. Once they found out I was in an accident, they didn't call me back for 6 months. And they say, hey, man, you want to go to the clubs? I'm like, dude, I'm fucked up. Well, dude, I mean, it was 6 months ago. Like, bro, they said it's going to take me 10 to 12 years to heal from this. But you know what I realized? I don't owe anyone a fucking thing. That's what that fucking whole thing did for me. I used to feel guilty, like I owed strangers, people I never even fucking met. And I was like, I don't fucking owe anyone a fucking goddamn motherfucking thing. Your attitude changes when real life punches you in the fucking face. And you know what? Women can fucking see it. I've had women. I was at a club one night. The first time this happened, this was over 10 years ago. This girl walks up to me and she goes, you don't put up with any shit, do you? And I looked at her and said, nope, just like that. And she smiles. She goes, hi, my name is so-and-so. Like, she really liked that. But the thing was, I never saw her before. They can see, guys, they can see it in your demeanor. They can see it in your fucking eyes. It's just like, because I've been through so much pain, by the time I got to football, I was like, this is fucking nothing compared to what my family put me through. And I remember grinning from ear to fucking ear. Like, hamburger drill was coming. In about 10 more minutes, I'm going to fuck some people up. I fucking ran through people. I did not fucking care. The one advantage I had in football, I had no fear. I had zero fucking fear. So after getting my heart ripped out and all this shit, you learn stuff. Like my high school girlfriend, I remember I went to my buddy, I go, man, my ex-girlfriend used to, I was telling, like, when I found out that my uncle was fucking my girlfriend in high school, blah, 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 and I go, the funny thing was she was always accusing me of cheating, but I didn't have any time. I worked full-time on the weekend. I went to school. I was at the gym in the morning, lifting weights at 7 in the morning. I'd go to class at 8. Like, she knew all this. She was either with me in class or with me at break, at lunch. I was at football practice. Like, she fucking knew this. And he goes, you know what I learned, Mike? When someone's accusing you of cheating and you know you're not cheating, it's them. It's their guilty conscience. So this is what I mean. You start learning shit. You start asking questions. You start paying attention. Nowadays, we've got the fucking internet. We have so much fucking information at our hands. All you got to do is seek. Start asking. Start looking. Start knocking on doors. So I remember years ago after my ex pulled that bullshit of asking me to marry her and fucking ripping my heart out and pulling the rug out from underneath me. I remember when I finally started dating again, the first girl, she just was rude. She was being just rude, disrespectful, all that bullshit. And I said, hey, are you always like that? She was like, what? I go, being rude. She goes, yeah, I'll do whatever I want. I go, look, if you're going to be rude to me, I'm literally going to get up and leave. So she said a couple negative things towards me, about me, and I grabbed my coat. I didn't even say nothing. I literally didn't even say I'm leaving, goodbye. No, I just grabbed my coat, got up, walked out. She didn't call me till I got home. Well, I only live about probably 12 minutes from parking lot to my parking space. But she called me. She goes, hey, where are you? You still in the bathroom? I'm like, I'm not in the bathroom, because you have to walk by the bathroom to go out the front door. And she assumed that's where I was going. I go, I'm at home. She goes, no, you're not. I go, I'm at fucking home. She goes, why? I go, because I told you if you're rude again, I was going to fucking leave. Here's the deal. I'd never done that before in my life. I would just put up with the humiliation, the embarrassment. I'd end up paying for dinner and blah, 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 and driving her home and probably even apologizing, right? Well, here's the funny thing. I always felt like I could never just do that. I couldn't just get up and leave. But at this point, I was hurt so bad. I just didn't give a fuck. And I left. And here's the really weird thing that I wish I would have learned when I was in fucking first grade. It made me feel so good about myself. Now, here's what it is. On an unconscious level, what's called your inner child, your emotional system. It finally is like, oh, you're finally protecting me. You're finally, walking away from people hurting you. Or hurting me, technically, would be the phrase. All I know is something inside was happy. It was happy in a way I cannot explain. My confidence went up. I felt good about myself. Whereas before I thought if I ever did that to someone, I would feel so bad for doing that. I don't want to hurt someone. But man, did that feel fucking good. Then I went on another date about 2 weeks later, and the same thing. Another girl, same attitude, same negativity, disrespected me. And the first time she did it, I said, hey, look, I'm serious. If you're rude to me again, if you're disrespectful, I'm literally going to get up and leave. And I am not kidding. Same thing, boom, got up, walked out. I'm on the freeway. She calls me. She's, are you in the bathroom still? I'm like, I'm on the freeway right now. I'm going home. I told you I was going to leave. She goes, no, you're not. So I rolled down my window, put the phone out the fucking window. I go, believe me now? She goes, are you serious? Boom, just hung up the phone. This is how you build up your self-esteem. This is how you build up your confidence. This is how you build up your self-respect. You don't let people walk all over you. You just walk away. You don't argue. You don't fight. And that's another thing I couldn't understand. Like, well, why wouldn't I yell at them? Why? Because I remember my ex-girlfriend, like, Michael, don't engage in that. Like, and like my friends' parents or pastors, like, no, just walk away. Trust me. And I didn't understand, like, because I'm like, fuck that. They deserve it. Well, you're getting caught up in that negative emotions and your gut hurts. When you walk away, you feel good. The building blocks of confidence were being built. You can't fake that. This comes from real fucking life. This comes from the hard knocks of life, the pain and suffering of life. Trust me, it'll make you stronger. It'll make you wiser. It'll make you smarter. And it'll make you stand up for yourself. And you'll be like, fuck that. You start becoming your own person. Now let me tell you something. Here's the weird fucking thing about it. Women, boom, they're on you. I remember it took me 2 years to even realize what was. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, why are women flirting with me? Why am I getting all these dates? And I'm just sitting at Chipotle burrito restaurant eating a fucking burrito. I'm in my own world. I'm not even looking at girls because I'm so fucking sick of it, sick of the games and sick of the bullshit. And they're coming up to me. They're talking to me. I'm getting free burritos. I'm getting free desserts. I'm getting free meals at other restaurants. I'm like, what is this? When you cross over this threshold, the world sees it, especially women, and they treat you differently. It's like your body, it's like your energy saying, "No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not letting you do that. I'm walking away." People pick up on it on some level, some way, somehow. I don't know how to explain it, but when you literally say, "No, I'm not gonna let you treat me that way. I'm done." So here's the deal: get into the battle, get into the fight. Get fucking hurt. You need some battle wounds. You need some battle scars. It's the only way you're gonna fucking learn. Stop being a pussy and stop fucking holding yourself back. Get out there and get laid and have some fun in life. So what? You're gonna get fucking hurt. Big fucking deal. You don't think I broke my fingers in football, baseball? You don't think I got hit upside the head with a baseball bat on accident one time? You don't think I got hit in the nuts with... I was a catcher. You don't think I got hit in the nuts with a baseball once or twice? Fuck yes, I fucking did. And it fucking hurt. But now my nuts are tough and I can take it. So if somebody wants to fight me, if they try to kick me in the balls, it's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm still going to beat your ass. I am not going to fucking stop. See, the reason why you guys are completely hiding from women and living behind all, I'm a stoic, I'm not going to fucking date. What, are you going to go full homosexual on us now? Is that your fucking goal? By the way, that is a governmental goal, is for more and more people to become gay because the population is going through the roof, and you guys are falling for all these fucking channels and AI videos. Be a fucking stoic and fucking don't date and take the red pill. If you want to be a baby, don't buy my book. Don't take my course because I'm not going to put up with it. We build champions here. Champions in life, champions in work, and champions in love. Period. End of sentence. And you know what? The only way you're going to become a champion is by getting some cuts and bruises and some fucking heartache, okay? You live, you experience, you get hurt, you learn, you get back fucking up, and you go at it even harder the next time. That's how you live life. And if you live life like that, women are going to see that in you. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. Here's how I developed myself. Okay, so I'm learning all this NLP stuff. I'm figuring stuff out, starting to read pickup artist books, etc. And so I would develop some techniques from NLP, and I would write them down on a 3x5 card. Now, if you take my Crack the Female Code course, guess what? You're going to learn this stuff. And I will literally tell you, get a 3x5 card, a 4x6 card, and write down 2 techniques or 3 that you want to work on. And then go to fucking this bookstore, walk around, approach, talk. Now let's go to Berkeley. Let's go to this one. This is what me and a buddy of mine did. We did this for fucking like 5 or 7 fucking years. So we'd go to a bookstore in Berkeley, and then there was this big coffee shop called Eau Coquelet. I'm not sure if I'm saying it. It's gone now. I fucking went and looked for it last year. It's gone. It went out of business. But that was a big shop. They had 2 rooms, and you could fit like probably 30 people in one, then about another 25, 30 in the back, and maybe even 40 or 50 in the front room. But the point being is, like, we would literally write things down, like, here's what I want you. You go up here, and you're going to open with this, and you're going to say this to her, and then you're going to work on this technique. It could be as simple as rapport skills or the predicate system or fucking whatever, like these really simple patterns. So essentially, we would have like 5 approaches, 5 conversations at each place we went, from a bookstore to a coffee shop to walking down like one of the main streets in Berkeley to San Francisco to wherever. We did this for years, and guess what? I got really fucking good. Well, yeah, but everyone was probably so nice and sweet and kind to you, right, Mike? Fuck no. Some women would, college girls while they're studying, like fuck, they would just go fuck off. I mean, like out loud in public at the coffee shop. Like, whoa, shit, like it was embarrassing at first. But just like getting hit in the nuts over and over and over, hey, you start to toughen up. And then we upped our game and started going to clubs. Actually, I was the one he he backed out of that. But I started going to clubs, and man, I said, fuck it. Like, here's the deal. The club scene, way fucking different. And I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but I was like, well, fuck. But that's where the hot chicks were, right? So I started going to clubs, and man, I tell you what, that first 6 months, I was so embarrassed. I was so humiliated. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. But again, I had this NLP stuff, and I would write down predicate system or rapport skills. So I had some things that I could begin to work on, and now here's the other thing. You slowly start figuring stuff out. Your unconscious mind starts to notice things like, oh, I see why they got pissed in this environment. This is the way you're supposed to handle this situation. Oh, okay. So you start to learn. And you start getting better. And you start winning. You start getting a number. You start getting a date. You start getting laid. All of a sudden, things start snowballing in a very, very positive direction. One of the things I did, because I used to go only on the weekends, and I live super close to San Francisco, so I thought, you know what, here's what I'm going to fucking do. 5 days a week, I'm going to have to go, even when I'm exhausted, tired, and I'm going to go to a club every night for at least 2 hours. I can't just show up at 15 minutes and leave. I've got to interact. I've got to be there. And you know what? Being tired sometimes, I learned the most important things in the world. Most funny thing is, like, I learned, like, don't even try. I was so tired, I was just, like, wobbling, standing up against the wall, talking to the bouncer, and the women would walk up. And it's like, why are women walking up to me? It's because I was so tired, I didn't have any external male energy. And they felt comfortable approaching me, and they'd give me their numbers, and they would carry the conversations. And I thought, what is this? And I went, I'm not talking. I'm just blankly staring at her and just listening to what she's saying because I was too tired to think. And the other thing was, when I responded, I would just say whatever came up without any filter, without any, let me think about that. I was too tired. I was so tired. I couldn't think. I went, that's what women mean when they say just be yourself. So that's where I learned that. So one of the main things I incorporated in my training is a technique, and I'm not joking. You think I'm kidding, but Adam talks about it. Hopefully I'm going to find a video where we talked about it. I got a couple different videos of him. Well, he literally said, yeah, Mike literally screamed at me, shut the fuck up. Because I would tell him, like, dude, you need to shut up. Like, just be quiet. Just shut up. And he literally didn't get it until, literally one day, he goes, you literally mean shut the fuck up. I'm like, yes, trust me. And lo and behold, a star was born. Here's my point. It wasn't easy. I busted my ass. I did my dues. I paid my dues. I put my time in. And it paid off. I'm 57 years old, or almost. I'm going to be 57 years old. I'm dating a 20-year-old right now. I'm not fucking kidding. And I didn't approach her. In fact, I fucking walked away the first 5-6 fucking times she tried to talk to me. I'm walking towards the Golden Gate Bridge on the San Francisco side, and sure enough, this girl walks right up, another one. And I'm looking at her, and she's talking, and I'm thinking, like, you got to be kidding me. I go, let me guess, you're 20 years old, aren't you? She goes, how'd you know? I'm like, just a guess. There's this super, super, uber cute girl that works at a store I go to. She flirts with me every time I go in there. And I looked at her and I go, how old are you? You're 20 or 21, aren't you? She goes, yeah, I'm my third year in college. Here's the deal. A lot of you live by excuses. Oh, well, I don't look good. Oh, well, I'm not tall enough. Oh, well, like you live by your motherfucking excuses because you're so afraid to get fucking turned down. You're so afraid to get your sensitive ego hurt. And you know what? That's the fucking truth. You know the funny thing? I bought a fixie bike and I pushed myself on that motherfucker like a psycho. And people look at me like, dude, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm 56. They're like, are you fucking kidding? I'm like, no. Like, dude, that's a big fucking gear. I'm not even a bicyclist, so to speak. I just got this bike years ago and I took it serious about 1.5 years ago. And I'm fucking like a little psycho. All right, here's the deal. My course will absolutely teach you how to pick up on women, romance women, trigger her mating system, turn her the fuck on, attract women to you. You're going to get all of it. Trust me, the course works, period. The question is, are you going to work it? My point isn't necessarily saying, hey, I want you to take my course. My point is this. You can learn how to do this. You're going to have to let go of your fucking excuses. And you're going to have to start taking real fucking steps and real action to make your life the way you fucking want it to be. And when it comes to the department of getting laid and seduction, I'm the king. I am the fucking godfather. I am the fucking master of the seduction universe. And I am not fucking kidding you. When you finally learn what's going on neurologically in a woman's brain and what it is that makes her like men, it's going to blow your fucking mind. When you see the patterns that I show you, you're going to be like, dude, this is too easy. I am telling you, it will be too fucking easy. I mean, it's just like in wrestling practice. Like when you start getting good and get the basics down, all of a sudden your coach starts teaching you these advanced moves and you're like, holy fuck, that's fucking awesome. You start learning stuff and you're like, dude, this is fucking, I'm just going to tell you this. When you realize what it takes to make a woman like you, you're going to be like, no fucking shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm telling you. So when I hear guys, I'm too old, I'm too fat. You know what it really is? You just don't understand. You think you do, but you fucking don't. If you truly understood what I understood, you'd be out there meeting women left and right. I swear. You'd be walking away from the first girl that says one thing rude because you don't have to put up with it anymore. And that's another thing that you guys don't have. You don't have an abundance of vagina knocking on your door. You don't have an abundance of vagina every fucking where you go women want to talk to you. You don't have that. And because you don't have that, you don't have the power to be like, yeah, I'm walking away from you. Fuck this. Because I don't need to put up with some bullshit. Because this other girl here is twice as pretty, twice as rich, and fucking twice as young, and she's going to treat me like a fucking king. Why would I let this woman disrespect me? The happiness, the freedom, the fun that you're going to have after you learn this stuff and develop it is going to blow your fucking mind. You're going to look back at your past life and go, how fucking miserable was I? You know what else you're going to see? You're going to finally look at yourself in a real light. You're going to be honest and say, I was holding myself back. I had every excuse in the fucking book. And the thing you realize is like, man, if I just learned this 15, 20 years ago, man, I would have had so much fun. And that's my point. It's just something you got to learn. When you understand this, you're going to be like, motherfucker, I did not know this. If I knew this back then, I would have been dating all kinds of beautiful women and I never would have put up with their shit. Take the first step, buy my book, Crack the Female Code right now and fucking read it. Trust me. That's it, guys. Click subscribe, click the like button, go and make a comment, and remember, go to seductionpower.com, buy my book, Crack the Female Code, and get on it.